Hello! I hope that you're doing very well and having a very, very fabulous day. I hope that you can hear me well also. I am in a cafe in Portland and in between places before I go back home to the coast. And I wanted to share a little bit with you on the freedom of freely giving, because that question was asked to me about how I was able to give so much during the Enlightened Warrior Training Camp that I went to a couple of weeks ago. And this is video number 3. The key words here are no risk. So part of why I can freely give is because I don't feel I'm at risk of losing anything or being harmed. And the first part with losing anything is that, one, there is an abundance in this world of whatever it might be that we could possibly lose, that we would gain it back. And there's a way of living where there's no separation, there's nothing that needs to be held on to, even if something was taken. And I'll share a story in a moment of what I mean by that. But even if something is taken, there's no loss. Or if something is taken, it probably was good that it was taken. So there's a natural sense within us that we're not going to lose anything that we really need to exist in a happy state on this plane. So that's one piece of that. And the other thing I mentioned about not being harmed, that's also a little bit with that risk of, are you going to lose anything? You know, if somebody is stingy on, let's just say, sharing love and on saying, I love you, but what do you have to lose by giving that, right? So we hold it in because we're afraid that we're not going to feel enough nurturing and love inside. And part of that comes from the video that I mentioned yesterday, so you can listen to that to understand more about that concept. But the other thing to understand is that love is something that always exists in the world, and it's more a matter of whether or not we tap into that love than if we're going to have a limited supply of it. So that's always there. It's those feelings, those sensations that sometimes we want to hang on to. But yet again, when you focus your mind towards that feeling, it's going to be there. So now I just wanted to share the story of an experience that I had where I realized when somebody was taking something from me that I was trying to hold on to, that what they took was something that I didn't want anyways, and I felt freer rather than feeling like I was losing something. There's this interesting way of flowing with life and its requests on you and seeing how those are actually great for you. For those of you who went to the Enlightened Warrior Training Camp, you may have noticed fear going into some of the things that we did, but then a sense of relief or growth afterwards, and understanding that it wasn't something that needed to be feared as much. So what the story was, I was actually just led in a visualization, and it was a visualization in this beautiful little chapel where people have even had like miracle experiences of just growth and healing. And so we were supposed to imagine that we were in this little chapel, and we had somebody sitting across from us that we loved, and we were just supposed to be focused on sending them love. So again, this is a visualization. This is all in my head. And so I'm sending this person love. But at the same time, I was coming out of a very challenging situation, and not all of that energy had been healed yet. And so while I was trying to focus on that one person, it was like a vision in this visualization of this person's trying to stick their hands in that I was having the challenges with that needed to be healed, as if they were coming into that space. And so I was trying to say to them, you know, I'm focused on this other person now, like, sorry, it's not your time, I'm doing something else. But those hands kind of kept coming in, and it was like I couldn't stop them. And then right after that, the teacher said, now imagine somebody that you're having challenges with sitting right in front of you, and send them love. So I said, okay, you can come in now and sit across from me. And the hands are still trying to reach out as if they're trying to grab into me and pull something out. Of course, this is an interesting experience when you're supposed to have this peaceful visualization and these hands are coming at me and they just won't stop, and I'm trying to say all these things and resist it and fight it and say no, like you're supposed to receive now, like just sit there and receive, let me give. And then finally I just said, well, what do I have to lose? I mean, this is just a visualization for one thing. And so in the visualization, I, in a sense, let those hands come into me. And it was like he stuck his hands into me and then he took something out. And then I said to him, okay, now that you got what you want, you can leave now. And he's like, okay. So you see this guy start walking away. And he was actually kind of a big guy, but he's like tiptoeing away in the visualization, holding this a bundle of things and kind of looking back and saying, is it okay that I really took that? Is that okay? Is that okay? And I'm like, yes, go. You got what you needed. Leave me alone now. And I realized, though, that whatever he took, that I felt much better from him taking that. So it's almost like he took whatever that interaction was where we were having issues, and he took that part out of me. And maybe he got what he wanted, maybe he didn't. I mean, this is all a visualization, so who knows what was happening to him in real life. But for me, I got to feel a huge sense of relief. So sometimes when there is something coming at you and wanting something, that it might end up allowing you to be freer if you actually give that. You might end up feeling better if you give that. And just one more point to add into the mix as well. When we're concerned about somebody trying to take something from us, sometimes it can also be because we haven't defined ourselves enough. So we're at risk of somebody taking, in a sense, this definition that we're trying to create away from us because it hasn't been solidified yet. And so what you want to do is just whatever it is that you want to solidify in your life, just take that time to really solidify it, even before letting people know about something. I just had this interesting experience actually with the Millionaire Mind Intensive, and people take a risk when they buy a program and they buy a package of programs. That's a bigger risk, and it's a bit of money to be putting down. And then so this one gentleman bought the program and then he left for lunch, and then he came back and he's like, I'm really nervous. I told my friends, I told my family, they're all really mad at me. And I said to him, just to keep in mind for future, that it's nice to just let people know about something once you're strong about it. I noticed with my own family that when I wasn't strong about who I was or what I was doing, there was plenty of room for them to come in and share their opinion, and for me to feel very impacted by that. But when I shared things at the moment that I was confident, there was no reaction. There was nothing to lose. So even having that strength within us will create the space for us to give or be taken from, and there won't be anything to lose, because that will be there no matter what anybody is doing to you. Of course, if you want more ideas on how to solidify that, how to feel stronger in yourself, how to feel less at risk, then you can always connect with me and I can help you more deeply. I hope this video was helpful, and if you found it helpful, then please like it, please share it, please post your thoughts and comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's really such a joy for me to be able to give, so thank you for that opportunity. Bye-bye, and have a great rest of your day.